We're live. Okay, so we are live on YouTube right now, and I am so excited, guys. This is for our Monday team training call, and of course it's a Saturday, but I am visiting my nieces on Monday, and so I want to make sure that we got the team training up in time for Monday, and it just so happened that Lisa and I both on a Saturday could fit this time in to share with you guys how she went diamond in 6 weeks with a crazy busy schedule. So before we get started, I want to share a little bit about her income, but Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. You have to work for that. You have to work hard for that. So Lisa has been a discount coach for a couple years. She was a challenger, and she's been using her Shakeology for years and years, and she came to me in January and said, I'm ready to do this. I'm all in. People tell me that all the time. I wasn't sure what to think, but this girl was all in. She went diamond in 6 weeks. Her first full month of coaching in February, she earned over $900. Her second full month of coaching in March, she earned just around $1,300, and then last month in April was around $1,400. And to give you guys an idea, she works like, what, 50, 60, 70 hours a week?
Yes, it's usually on average 9 to 10 hours a day over at the corporate job. So I always have to try and fit in this before and after. So it definitely is hectic, but I just love this so much. So I just squeeze in whatever I can when I can.
Awesome. So I'm going to let Lisa tell you a little bit about her story from her perspective. The one thing that I want to give you guys, though, is don't discount your discount coaches, because Lisa was a discount coach for a couple years, and Rockstar went diamond in 6 weeks. 6 weeks when she decided to go all in with coaching and actually build the business. It took me 60 days. She beat me to diamond. So I'm really excited to have her share her story, her tips, her tricks, what her business looks like on a daily basis, so that you guys can take these tools and implement them in your own business. So Lisa, you want to start? Thank you for taking time on your Saturday to be here.
Of course. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share. I just hope everyone can learn a little bit as well as I can learn a little bit from them as well. So yeah, just a little bit about myself. So I do currently work for the Boeing company, and I've been there almost 10 years. I've been engineering, and I've been in engineering management for almost 4 years. And so management side is very stressful. Like Christy kind of mentioned, we're working, it could be 8, 10, 12-hour days. We do not get paid for that, so we're, on a salary basis. One thing I do want to point out is I'm here not for primarily the income. I know a lot of people are here because they want the financial freedom. Right now I am making decent money at Boeing, but I feel I've hit a complete glass ceiling. I've been in the same role as a manager for 4 years now, and I'm not growing as fast as I would like. And I had an awesome opportunity with Christy almost 3 years ago now, where she was posting on Facebook. I think it started with like a 7-day clean eating flat belly challenge, and I had hit a point from, I guess I'd say, a female perspective. I'm not going to go into too many details, where I had gained a whole bunch of weight from something female perspective. And I needed something else, because running, yoga, regular eating wasn't helping. And so I immediately contacted her, and she signed me up on the 7-day free clean eating group, and I loved it. I just loved not just the resources from like just the nutrition and all of that, but it's really about like the support and having that positive network of mostly, there are a few males out there, but I think the whole group was mostly females. And then she asked me, hey, do you want to move on to a month challenge? And I said, yeah, let's do it. And she's like, okay, let's do Shakeology, and based off of your schedule, I think T25 would be a perfect thing for you. And I said, okay, let's do it, because I need something that I can fit into my schedule. So long story short, though, is I had lost that weight probably within about 4 months. And I took those pictures each month, just like she said, and documented them. At the time, of course, I was too nervous to share, because I think it's just, I don't know, it's just that female thing at the time. I just probably had low confidence. I didn't always feel great about myself at that time. And come around, I guess, to present day, I've consistently been doing the Shakeology. My normal workouts would probably consist of running. I was doing Zumba, a little bit of T25, And at the end of this year, I just said, you know what? I'm like, I love health and fitness. I don't know why I'm not sharing my journey with others, and I want to do this. And so I think it was January 1st where I messaged Christy and I just said, hey, I'm all in. I'm ready to do something else and get out of the corporate world. I'm tired of working on someone else's schedule. I do work at 6 a.m. in the morning, so that's getting up at like 4:30 in the morning and basically going straight to work. And you know what? I do like my sleep, but I would rather be getting up a little bit earlier and doing something fun. So I think that's kind of how I initially came around to Beachbody as a non-discount coach, as an active coach. So I guess I'll start there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And so when you dove all in, I know you went through the coach training, and then you and I scheduled a call, and we went through your goals and your game plan. But how did you go diamond in 6 weeks? Like, what did that look like? What did your day-to-day look like with working a full-time job and building your business?
Yes, so I think the main thing is defining your why, right? You need to understand why you're in all in, number one, and what your purpose is, right? I know there's a lot of people that maybe have kids and want to stay home with their kids. For me, I want to work for myself, and that's what I want to do. So I would make any time in my day. So I would still get up at my normal time at like 4:30, and I immediately would put on the wake-up call and start going through those podcasts each day before work while I got ready. And then while I was at work, I would start sending messages on my lunch break. So I just would kind of do the little hey girl messages. I would say my standard message is, I would say like, hey Christy, you know, happy May, how are you doing? You know, I noticed you have this sweet little baby girl who's only 3 months, you know, like how's that going for you? You know, are you still staying at home, like, or are you working? And I would start it out with a personal message like that. And then we would go back and forth. Sorry, I'm kind of getting into messaging right now.
No,
we kind of go back and forth. And in the beginning, I'd say for sure in January, it would take me a little bit to finally invite, you know, to the challenge or to the coach opportunity. And it takes time just because you are just getting more familiar with, you know, what your role is, like as a wellness coach. But as time has gone on, I invite much quicker. Like it only takes a few messages, and then I immediately get the little blurb out. So yeah, so I do messages on lunch, and then same thing, like when I would come home from work, at the time I was listening to wake-up calls on the way home, but I also started getting different, like audiobooks. So let's see, the first one I think I've read was the Slight Edge on audio. There's also the 10X. There's a whole bunch of things that I listen to on the way home from work. So I'm doing anything I can to just squeeze in any type of personal development and growth when I can. And then obviously coming home, I would immediately get my workout in. So I first started this year, I started with a 21-day fix, and now I'm on to Tony Horton's 22-minute hardcore, which I absolutely love. He's just an amazing trainer. And then I go back to work. So then I would spend another, I'll be honest, it could be like 2 hours. I really tried to keep it to an hour, but I just get really excited about it. And that's when I start answering messages back, sending out new messages, adding to my network, and just going through those daily vitals. And then there's something else too that wanted to mention. Okay, so I talked about, PD, the inviting, and then, can I go into the Facebook posting?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So for those of you that do not know me very well, I am not I don't know if I want to say, I'm a very social person, and I love meeting new people and that type of thing, but I'm not the best at sharing it on social media. And so when I initially went through the training, especially the Emerald training, so you guys started the team leaders started talking about how you need to consistently post and start sharing, whether it's certain things about you, certain things about the business, maybe some of your workouts, recipes, Shakeology, et cetera, et cetera. And so that was something that was very hard for me because, I mean, honestly, I would maybe post, like, if lucky, maybe once a week on something. And so getting myself to post 2 times a day was totally out of my comfort zone. And I just started with, like, positive quotes that, like, you know, struck my fancy, right, and that I wanted to share. So I'd share something positive in the morning, and then maybe later I'd post a picture of myself working out, giving a few tidbits, and as I've worked up to it, I've been able to share, I start feeling more comfortable, and I've been able to share videos of myself working out. I've also been sharing, if you haven't seen that one little video I had on my May ab attack, and as well as maybe getting a little bit more digging in deeper to the business. I am very, I guess, maybe creative with how I post because I do still, I do still have 2 jobs, but I really look forward to doing this full time, so I have to be creative with how I do post on social media because I do have, obviously, friends that I work with over at Corporate World. Okay, so I'm trying to think what else. Okay, let's see, post, sharing, and then I was going to go through how I got to Diamond so fast. I kind of wanted to go through that. One of the first things I did is I know a lot of, obviously Christy has told me this, is to sign up if you do have a spouse or a partner, right? So I immediately put my husband on my left leg, which is actually my strong leg. And I'm like, oh, dang it, I should have put him on my weak leg. But I wanted to hurry and get him in. So I immediately had him and then one of my girlfriends that reached out to me to get me to Emerald. And that was within, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks maybe. And then as far as getting to Diamond, so just to be honest, I'm still having a hard time finding like those true all-in builders. Like I'll have people that will say they're all in, or they kind of want to work with me and they're just kind of shying away. And so my strategy was, I'm going to get as many as I can as a discount coach, because I look at it as I started as a discount coach. And so I want to offer that opportunity out to anyone that's interested in starting their journey, especially if they need to lose 10 pounds or more. I mean, let's be honest, like how many people normally will lose weight within that month. And so chances are they're going to need Shakeology at least another month or 2 months. And the majority of the people that I've been helping usually need to lose 30 to 40 pounds. And so for me, it's an easy win-win, right? Because I go over how it's free to sign up when they get a challenge pack. And that's really how I've just been building that. But I would have to say the messaging and the inviting, you have to do that every day. You have to do that constantly, as well as the following up, because there are so many busy mamas out there and people just, that are working crazy busy, and they don't mean to not answer you back. Sometimes you just need to do the extra follow-up. And I've had to follow up, honestly, like 3 or 4 times with people, and they eventually buy a challenge pack, and they'll go as a discount coach.
Awesome. And so I know you shared a little bit about being new to Facebook and having to get uncomfortable with posting every day because you didn't post every day beforehand. You posted maybe once a week, and learning just how to set up a group, how to run groups, how to do things like that on Facebook. So that was all new to you. Now so we're in May. So you've been actively building the business for about 4.5 months, and you just dove into Instagram. And so the one thing that I want to share before I ask you the next question is that if you are a brand new coach, make sure that you're finding one social media outlet and learning that. Don't try to learn them all at once. It is so much better that you master one and focus on that until you're ready to go into another one. And even then, I usually only suggest like 2 social media platforms so that you can do a really good job on those platforms and not have, tons of platforms that you can't even keep up with and you're just doing a mediocre job on all of them. So I'm going to have Lisa share, because just about 4 months in, she opened an Instagram and moved from Facebook to Instagram to grow her network more and really to find coaches who wanted to build the business. She does really great on Facebook as an avenue for challenge groups. So the way she's setting her business up is she's now using Instagram to find actual people who want to build the business. So can you share a little bit with how you've been doing that, Lisa?
Yes, and I think I'm only a few weeks into Instagram, so I feel like a newbie compared to a lot of the coaches. But I'm having a lot of fun learning it, and I definitely would reiterate what you had said, Christy, is, trying to manage, multiple social medias. You would be spread really thin, and you really wouldn't be putting in that quality that you need. So I definitely recommend starting one at a time and going from there. But yes, as far as Instagram goes, so honestly, I literally posted a really silly picture of me, I think doing a pull-up was my very first post. And I just started posting something honestly fitness related, where Facebook I try and integrate more on a little bit some of the things that are personal to me, whether it's I love my lipstick, I love my furry babies, that type of stuff. I do that more on Facebook. Where Instagram, I'm kind of gearing it more just towards the business. And so really all of my posts have been about that, but what I've been doing is I've been reaching out kind of similar to Facebook, but if I go and post something, this might kind of sound silly, and I do a whole bunch of hashtags. So like on Facebook, I might only do 2 or 3 hashtags, but like on Instagram, I try to do as many as I can that will relate to that photo, just because I know people are searching and are following just from the hashtags. And so then what I'll do is I'll take one of my hashtags. So just say, for instance, if I hashtag wellness, I'll go and click that, and then I'll look at the posts that, what's been working for me is I'll go to the most recent posts, not the top post, but I'll go to the most recent posts. And then I'll start scrolling through, and I'll start finding people that look like they're on a fitness journey themselves. And so I'll go to their page, just kind of look through their profile, kind of see what they're about, obviously make sure that they're not already doing something with Beachbody or a Beachbody coach, and then I just send a hey girl message. I'll just say something like, hey sweetie, I ran over your page, I really love the vibe and that positivity that you're sending. How long have you been on your wellness journey for? Just excited to chat with you soon. And it starts there, and then they'll give me an immediate immediate response, and then we'll honestly just send a few messages back and forth, and then I immediately will invite and just say, hey, if you're already working on your wellness journey, it might make sense for you to help others as well, and get paid for it. And then from there, I'll go and ask if it's okay to share an email, and then I send them an email with a few different standard videos that I have. And so I like to send the Shakeology video that Darren Olin has, just because it's a great video that goes over, obviously our staple product. And then I have one video on my wellness, like kind of what my programs offer, and then I do the one on the wellness coaching. So they kind of get a variety of like, hey, this is what the business is about, and this is how I help people, but then this is how I help you. And so far, from the few emails that I've been able to receive and respond, I'm getting really good feedback from the ladies. And I haven't officially signed anyone up yet, but I have quite a few in the pipeline, and it's working really well, and I love it because cold market is definitely not my thing. I'm a really warm market person, and so this was definitely stepping out of my comfort zone for sure.
Awesome. I love it. It's so different though, because I did the opposite. I started with cold market and then did warm market later. You started with warm market and you're doing cold market later, which that's what I love about this business. You can make it work either way. Social media really gives us lots of options. So one thing I want to talk about before we wrap up is in 6 weeks, you signed 16 coaches because you built your husband, you built Pete to Emerald, and you built your stepmom to Emerald. So how did you find 16 coaches? Like, were you just inviting as much as you could every day? I mean, you obviously had that goal to go diamond in 6 weeks. We had talked about it. We had set a date. That was your date. But how did you find those people? I know that's what most new coaches want to say is, how do you find them?
Yes. So, and this was actually strictly through Facebook at the time because I just recently dug into Instagram. But honestly, I was inviting to 2 different things. So I would invite to challenge groups, doing some type of a workout in Shakeology. But honestly, I would say 75% of the people that I'm helping really are buying the 3-day refresh and the Shakeology challenge pack. And so what I did in February is I created a what I call a superfood shake study. And so I wanted to see what basically track some results from doing the 3-day refresh and then doing a month of the superfood shake. And I created kind of my own little template where they're weighing in, they're doing their measurements, but they're also rating different things on like what's their energy level before, what's their mood, what is their cravings for bad food, and so they'll go and do that and rate themselves before and after, and everybody wanted to do that, and I still have people that want to do that, and so I continue inviting to the study, and that's really honestly how I was able to get all of those discount coaches in February is because I, for some reason, saw, I think it was actually Whitney, I think I saw something that you had posted with a call with Whitney, and she was talking about a similar study, and I was like, you know what, I should do something like that, and it's totally been working wonders for me, but it's also helping others. I mean, I have people that are losing, on average 6 to 8 pounds in a month from doing that study, and I would say the results are mostly positive. Of course, you have a few objections and people cancel, which is normal, but overall it's been really successful.
Awesome. And so, what would be your biggest tips for new coaches or coaches pushing for Diamond in 6 weeks?
Okay, biggest tips. So obviously I'm going to go back to the vitals, right? We have to be product of the product. We have to invite and we have to share. And we have to do personal development because we're never going to have 100% good days, right? We're going to have objections and we need to be okay with those objections. And then I think the second thing that I would say is I think initially there was that training, Christy, that you and Tanya Jean did, and you talked about how many people you should be adding to your network or you should be inviting every day. And I think initially it said 2 to 5 or something. And so when I started, I initially started with 5. And then as those first few weeks went on, I really started increasing it to 10 and then to 20. And on days that I felt like if I didn't feel like I was close enough to Success Club, I just keep pushing and I keep inviting and I keep following up. And so I would definitely say continue on the inviting and the messaging, but also be personal with people too, because I feel that I get more, or I'd say I get probably positive responses from that maybe rather than hey I'm Lisa by the way and come do this challenge with me. I think they appreciate when you ask a few questions about them and just have that little small talk to start with.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you. And I'm so excited because I know Pete is getting closer and closer to Diamond. So I am sure that you will be 1-star in no time. And now as you're moving into Instagram, you'll find some other coaches like you who really want to run with the business. But I know your discount coaches are going to come back. They're going to come back like you did in a year or two. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much for taking your Saturday. I know you were at the beach earlier, and now you're headed out to a barbecue. And you guys, Lisa is truly busy. She works so hard in the corporate world, and like she said, she's been there for 10 years. And, for me, our health comes first. Our health is priority because if we don't have our health, we can't go out and create memories with our family and feel good. We can't really enjoy ourselves if we don't feel good on the inside and the outside. And so that's what I love about this opportunity is first and foremost, we're working on our health and our mindset so that we're happy and healthy and we feel amazing and we can enjoy our life, and lead a healthy, happy life. But then the opportunity is incredible because we get to do that and actually create an income and have our own goals set and not have that glass ceiling. I love that you said that because you've been a engineering manager for 4 years, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I have been a Beachbody coach for 5 years. And the crazy thing to think about that is, okay, mind blown, my first quarter income in Beachbody, when you actually multiply that by 4 quarters, and usually my income goes up through the year, not counting my quarterly bonuses, $720,000 after 5 years of this business. You guys, I only made $6,000 my first year as a coach. Only 6,000. Pretty crazy. It was a partial year. It wasn't a full year. But and I know that Lisa earns a good income. She earns. Yeah.
Christy, yeah. Just for some of you there, whether you're in the corporate or not, all I can say is that Christy makes by far more than probably the majority of the executives at Boeing, and that was my initial goal, right, was to be an executive. But guess what? That is 24/7. You're giving your life to the company. And in reality, you're making very little money for the amount of time that you're putting into it. And so that's something that I talk about all the time with some of my Boeing friends that are interested in this business. It's hey, you have kids. Do you want a life and actually make that amount of money? It's actually possible. So something just kind of a little tidbit just to, obviously, many kudos to you, Christy.
Oh, well, it's just, I don't want people to think it's about the money. It's about the freedom, right? And It's about living healthy and happy and feeling amazing and being able to pay that forward to others, but then being able to earn a great income and have the lifestyle to go with it and go enjoy our life and not, like you said, not be tied to a company 24/7 where you're not even being able to enjoy your family, right? Or you live for the weekends.
I know, exactly.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys have watched this video. If you're a brand new coach, Diamond in 6 weeks is so possible. That is a total of 12 coaches, 4 coaches on your right leg, 4 coaches on your left leg, personally sponsored by you and active with an emerald on each leg. And that is so doable in 6 weeks. It really is less than 2 coaches a week. Finding 2 people a week that want help with their health and fitness goals, that want to create a business working from home. And like Lisa said, she did the same thing I did. I saw the 2 to 5 a day, and I was like, I don't want to build slow. I want to build fast. And so my numbers immediately went to 15, to 20, to 30, to how many people can I invite today so that I can find more people who need my help so I can reach goals faster and get out of my job faster. So any last things? Any last things you want to add, Lisa, before we wrap up?
I think the only few things are just, don't get, maybe down if you feel like you're or you're not reaching that goal as fast as you want, because if you continually do it every day and you make time every day, which you totally can, even the personal development, listen to it in the car, get your 22-minute workout or 30-minute workout and start sending those invites and adding to your network. And even, I want to say network in person too. That's something that I've also been doing, is even when you're, like at a restaurant, I would kind of talk with the waitress every now and then, but now I'm like sharing about the business. And so just share as much as you can with who you can and be confident in it, because you know that the products work. And just like what Christy said, it's all about just health and wellness, and who doesn't want that? Like, who wants to be stressed out forever, and who wants to be, 30 pounds overweight forever? Everyone wants their health. And so I think those are maybe the only few things I would add.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel above and comment below, and let Lisa know if you have any questions or anything else you'd like to see in upcoming trainings. Have a great day, everyone.